Hello everyone, my name is Mike McMahon with RDS Automotive Group. We're here at the 2017 Radnor Hunt Concours d'Elegance. We're going to check out some of the cars and meet some of the drivers. We're going to meet we're not going to meet the cars, okay? I mean, if I don't do 7 takes, it's not right. Hello, we're here with Dave Donahue, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about this IROC car.
Yeah, this is a 73 Porsche 911 RSR. It started life as an RS. And Roger Penske and my father actually came up with this idea for the International Race of Champions, which is what IROC stands for. And the idea was invitational only of championship drivers from all over the world come drive identical cars. And they basically draw a number out of a hat, and that was the car you were going to get. My father wrote a book called The Unfair Advantage, and he always felt that he had an unfair advantage being teamed with Roger Penske, having the best equipment, having the best crew guys, being an engineer himself. So this was one way to figure out, for him anyway, and a bunch of the other drivers.
I guess he found out.
He found out. He won 3 of the 4 races, so he did okay.
I'm here with Wicker Francis and his 1965 Jaguar E-Type Coupe, and we'd like to talk to him a little bit about this beautiful car. You could tell us, and after that, maybe tell us a little bit about your involvement with the event.
All right, good. Thank you very much. This is a 1965 E-Type Jaguar, known as a fixed-head coupe. I started restoring this about 4 years ago. I painted it twice just to get it right.
Well, it's right.
I think it's right, yeah. Everything is as new and correct as possible, and that's sort of the way I like to do it.
Yeah, well, with the judges were here just totally giving it a twice over, so.
They were looking pretty carefully.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
So, my guess is you're going to fare pretty well.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
But, otherwise, it's just a fun event, and it's
Yeah, what do you do?
great cars.
What's your...
So we have a board here, the Radnor Hunt Concours d'Elegance Incorporated in March of 2016. We had a successful incorporation. We have officers, a board of directors, and I'm vice president of the board. So it is our 21st year. I think this has to be probably one of our better selections this year.
Yeah.
And we're very happy to have a terrific list of sponsors. We have new car sponsors, and we have vendors in the vendor tent.
Yeah.
So it's
well, thank you very
good
much.
fun.
I appreciate the information, and you do a great job with the event.
Thanks for talking.
All right, thank you. I'll botch this about 4 times, all right? So just relax until then. All right. I'm here with Irv Steinley and his 1957 Chevy Bel Air Convertible. So, Irv, could you tell us a little bit about your car?
Well, we bought it back in 1984. I brought it home in boxes and pieces, and it sat in the garage for a while until I had some money or the time to work on it. And then in the meantime, a good friend of mine, Vietnam vet, needed a heart transplant, and he had one, and I left mine sit so I could restore his first.
Nice.
And after that, then I restored this car.
But it's a beautiful car, eye catcher. And what is that? Is that the stock color, original
yes,
color?
Yes, its original color is called Harbor Blue, and it has the 283 power pack in it, which means it's a 4-barrel carburetor and 2 dual exhaust, and the Power Glide transmission.
Do you ever take it out for a
Oh,
little
yes.
enjoyment?
Oh, yeah. We get to a point where we get some nice days like today. We'll put the top down, maybe go for some ice cream or whatever. But we also, we're both retired, and we love our traveling and we love our cars. So this year alone, we've been to Charlotte, North Carolina, been to Chattanooga, Tennessee, Auburn, Indiana, Elmira, New York. So we get around.
All with the car.
Yes.
All right, well, very nice. It's a beautiful car, and good luck with it. I'm sure you'll fare well, as you always have. So
thank you.
Thanks for giving us a couple of minutes.
No problem.
Enjoy your day.
You too.
Take care. I'm standing here with A.K. Kissel, I guess tractor collector, historian, judge. And we're here in front of a lineup of some of the old tractors, so maybe you could tell us a little bit, since we don't know a lot about them, and what your involvement is here, and what you have. What's your prize tractor?
Well, my understanding is this is the first time they've included tractors as part of the display here at the concours. So this is kind of interesting. We actually have 10 tractors, a nice variety. Some of them are made by companies that also made automobiles, like the David Brown, that's your Aston Martin, your Porsche diesel, the same design, but the same people designed the cars. I grew up on a farm. I'm still involved in agriculture. I'm a retired vocational agriculture teacher, specialized in
Where do you
teaching
live, or
mechanics.
where did you
Well,
grow
currently we live in Newark, Delaware. I taught VOAG in Delaware. Before that, I taught in Pennsylvania, and before that, I taught in Ohio.
up? Okay.
So I went to Ohio State for 5 years, and
Buckeyes.
I got my master's from Penn State.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So at the Kissel household, like, it sounds like when I'm going, like if I went to the Kissel household, what am I getting for dinner there? Like, what's Helga making?
Well, my
at the Kissel
wife,
household?
my wife has lived in Czech Republic, East Germany, Austria, and Germany.
Oh.
So you probably get German food.
German food. All right. Well, listen, that's good. If you're not that far, I'm not that far to get some German food. Yeah, I wanted to ask you. You mentioned one thing about a couple of these tractors. How you said they're like it has on the side of it. How do you pronounce that?
Yeah, Luftkühlt, that means air cooled, and that's written on the side of the Deutsch tractor, the green one here. That's a one-cylinder diesel. The next tractor is a one-cylinder Porsche diesel. That's designed by Porsche. They did not have the resources to manufacture them. So there was 3 different companies licensed at one time or another to produce the tractors. Then the one on the end is a Porsche diesel, but that's a 2-cylinder. And what they did was they started out with a 1-cylinder, and then they just kept adding cylinders. So you got about 50 cubic inch. Next one's 100. The 3-cylinder is approximately 150. And they made a few 4-cylinder ones, which are 200 cubic inches. Same pistons fit the whole line. So that was kind of a savings on parts. You didn't have stalkers made different parts.
Yeah, and the evolution there of how that came about. So,
Yes.
would it be fair to say you're the tractor man? I mean, you're like the man when it comes to tractors.
I'm just one of a lot of people that like tractors.
Well, very good. Thanks. It was a pleasure
Okay.
meeting you.
Same to you.
Thank you for helping us out. Take care. As one of the features in the, one, always got to do at least 4. As one of the features this year in the show, I'm here in the rally section of vehicles with John with his 1956 Barth 750 GT.
Yes.
John, could you tell us a little bit about the vehicle, how you came about it, some of
Sure.
its history?
Yeah, so this is a special Barth class here at the show, and this is the oldest car in the class. So this is one of the first cars that Barth produced in 1956. And this particular car raced in the Mille Miglia in 1957 in Italy, which was the last time they ran that race. And Barth's claim to fame was that all 3 cars that won that class, first, second, third in the 750cc class, finished ahead of the winner of the 1000cc class. So these little cars came and they were so dominant, and it was that race that really lifted Barth into the national spotlight in Italy and then globally. And this car finished 3rd in the race.
Wow.
It's the only surviving car of the 3 that finished.
Fantastic. How did you get interested in this?
Well, I've always been into Italian cars, and this one was in storage in London for about 41 years. And a friend of mine discovered it in 2007, and I was able to buy it in 2011. And we did a sympathetic restoration on it, save as much patina as possible. It was a very original car, just paint and soft upholstery and so forth. And it was just remarkably original because it was in storage for so long.
Yeah. Well, it is a beautiful car, obviously, whether it was in that condition or the sympathetic restoration that you did, as you said.
Thank you.
Very beautiful car, unusual car, and a real eye catcher. So
thank you very much.
Thank you for spending a couple of minutes with us.
Absolutely.
Great
Thank
car.
you.
Thanks. I'm here with Bruce Mankiewicz and his 1967 Morgan Supersport. Bruce, beautiful car. Can you tell us something about the car and how you've come about having it?
Sure, Mike. I hunted for this car for probably 20 years. Last 10 years I was on this particular vehicle, finally got it, and I had to have it shipped from the UK. Ironically, when this car was made, it was originally ordered by a gentleman in Reading, Pennsylvania. When it arrived, though it had been ordered in a left-hand drive, it showed up in right-hand drive. At that time, Peter said that we stopped making Supersports. They were made from 63 to 67. They made 100. So Peter Morgan said, send it back. And of course the people in Reading said no.
So have you always been a Morgan guy?
I'm a Morgan guy.
You're a Morgan guy.
Yeah, and
So did you, I mean, as far as the condition of the vehicle and restoration?
the car was in very good condition, but it wasn't perfect. It wasn't at the level it is now. Unfortunately, cars, they're almost alive. They have to be used. They have to be exercised.
Right.
So there was dryness in the differential. We had to take that apart and clean everything, and the wiring harness, and freshen the paint. It wasn't repainted, but Tim McNair of Concours Prep did restored the paint, so to speak, and brought it up, and you can see it's
Beautiful.
He did a fabulous job.
Well, it's a beautiful car.
Well,
and
thank you.
I appreciate you spending a couple of minutes to tell us about it.
My pleasure.
All right, thanks.
Thanks,
Nice
Mike.
meeting you. Take care. I'm not going to get this well, but
wing-
I'll
just
wing it. Thank you for joining us, making our way around Radnor Hunt this year, meeting some of the people and seeing their vehicles and the story behind the vehicles. If you're interested in seeing something more modern, you can look us up on RDS Automotive Group.com. Thanks.